The Gulf Coast blizzard of 2025 has left Louisiana frozen in unprecedented cold. While many wonder when roads and businesses will be open again, inshore anglers like you and I are left wondering, how will this affect Louisiana's fishing for speckled trout and redfish? Hi, my name's Captain Devin. I'm a former fishing guide, lifelong inshore angler, and today I teach people how to catch speckled trout and redfish right here on Louisiana's coast. If that's something that appeals to you, then please consider subscribing to this channel. In this video, I'll provide my take on what happened to Louisiana, how that impacts the fish, and what we can do to ensure the well-being of our wonderful inshore fishery. So if you enjoyed this video, then please consider giving it a thumbs up. Now, what happened to Louisiana's waters during the Gulf Coast blizzard of 25? Well, it got cold and it got cold fast. Water temperatures across Louisiana's coast plummeted as unprecedented amounts of snow covered the boot state. Places that I never thought snow would fall got a good blanket of it. In fact, this satellite image taken the day after clearly depicts the situation. Everything from Slidell to Chandelier to Venice to Grand Isle all the way to Sabine got a good amount of snow. Now, while the spectacle of snow is an easy one, what the casual observer is less likely to notice is the impact of the cold on Louisiana's marsh. For example, here's a temperature gauge in Bay Gardine and Point LaHache, which is one place that I've caught a lot of speckled trout and redfish this winter. As you can see, the water temperature fell rather quickly from 55 degrees, which is a pretty normal winter water temperature that speckled trout and redfish do fine in, to a bone-chilling 36 degrees, which is lethal for those same fish. And if you took time to look at water temperature gauges across the rest of the coast, then you would find a similar trend. It's not looking good. What will this sudden drop in water temperature do to Louisiana's speckled trout and redfish? While the novel experience of snow is a great time to build a snowman, my concern is for Louisiana's inshore species. A drop in water temperature like the one we just looked at is enough to kill a record amount of fish, like what we've seen in fish kills in previous years that were not as cold as the Gulf Coast blizzard. This is a legitimate concern because these same fish already took a hit during the freshening from 2011 to 2020, which was an ecological disaster leading us to drop our creel limits for both popular species. The speckled trout creel limit was dropped in November 2023, and you can see my reaction to that in this video. Then the redfish limit was dropped in June 2024. You can view my thoughts on that decision in this video as well. Both are linked below. Oh, and if you've never heard of the freshening for some reason, maybe like you live underneath a rock or something, then please check the video description below for a link to my article on that. Now, I'm warning you now, it's comprehensive, and I hope that you're not scared of reading. Anyway, to reiterate, rapid drops in water temperature are what kill fish. If you've been following my brand for a while, then you would have seen my guide explaining why trout seek deep water to begin with, which is also linked below. If Louisiana speckled trout or redfish didn't have enough time to get deep, then they are probably already dead. Recall the massive fish kill that Texas experienced in February of 2021. Many of those fish got so cold that they couldn't swim away from muddy water churned up by hard wind and suffocated when their gills filled up with mud. That's not unlike you or me suffocating to death inside thick smoke. My point is that the cold may not be enough to kill fish by itself, but can certainly help them along that way. So don't forget that speckled trout and redfish populations were just beginning to recover at the end of the freshening. For example, a redfish that was spawned at the end of the freshening in 2021 is not yet an adult today in 2025. Yes, since the Mississippi River has begun behaving herself in 2021, we have seen speckled trout recover. Many anglers will agree that the fishing this fall and winter was pretty good, even the best seen in years. But that progress the fish made could be set back by the Gulf Coast blizzard. So what can we do to ease the impact on Louisiana's speckled trout and redfish? Well, we can lay off the fish. It worked for Texas in 2021. I think that's because you and I cannot control what nature decides to do to the fish, but we can control the pressure we put on them. To put it bluntly, we can forego fishing in the near term and, in coming days, practice more catch and release. My first reason for advocating this is because the fish are already in a state of recovery and stressed as it is. After that, I raised the same ethical concern that I raised for the redfish jubilee. Is it sportsmanlike to take advantage of the fish when they are at their weakest? Please explain to me. How is catching fish when they are struggling through a seasonal extreme any different from spotlighting deer or simply dynamiting them? Now, don't be confused. This is not some weak sauce tree hugger sentiment, but mature and rational questions wrought from years of experience successfully catching fish across Louisiana's coast. It doesn't matter if they swim in Lake Pontchartrain, the Mississippi River, Dularge, Delacroix, Shell Beach, Port Fourchon, or somewhere else. I can catch speckled trout or redfish, and I think that in order to have a promising future, we must be proactive in the pressure that we put on them. So, what does the future hold? Honestly, at the time of this recording, on the evening of January 22nd, reports are still rolling in. Now, I don't use social media anymore for a litany of good reasons, and there's a link below explaining why. But I have been getting email and text messages from people reporting everything from the marsh being completely frozen over, to pictures of dead fish washing ashore, to screenshots from social media like this one. And so, we don't really know. But I think it's prudent to be prepared for the worst. What do you think? If you have something to add, then please comment below. And if you have pictures or video to share, then please email them to me. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to know when I publish another one like it, then please consider subscribing and ringing that bell for all notifications. My name's Captain Devin, and thank you for watching.